Chapter 1 Massacre in the Snow. Friday, December 15th, 2000. Approximately 2:07 a.m. The soccer field at 29 North was still under construction when Aaron Sanders' white Honda Accord turned off Greenwich Avenue and onto the darkened roadway that led to the field. The vehicle rolled close to the median of the long stretch of road in the rural area before coming to a complete stop, and it was closely followed by a 1999 silver Dodge Dakota pickup truck which pulled along the side of it. On this morning, however, Aaron wasn't driving his Honda. It was, rather, Reginald D. Carr, a tall, heavy-set black man who stepped out from behind the wheel. He was still holding the small, silver, semi-automatic handgun that he used to force Heather Muller into the passenger seat some 20 minutes earlier. Jonathan D. Carr exited the driver's seat of the pickup truck, holding a similar style weapon, and the two brothers spoke for a few minutes before Jonathan waved his gun to motion for his passenger, 25-year-old H.G., to exit that vehicle. Her shoulder-length brown hair was held tightly to the top of her head by a multicolored plastic clip. Her bare feet landed in the icy snow as she stepped from the pickup truck and was immediately ordered to sit in the driver's seat of the Accord, while Heather remained in the passenger seat. The two, each naked except for a sweater they grabbed before being forced into the vehicles, sat in silence as one of their captors walked around to the rear of the Honda. Using the key, he opened the trunk, ordering the three completely naked men out. They had been stuffed into the tiny confines of the Accord's trunk at the same time that Heather and H.G. were taken. Aaron Sander, Brad Haka, and Jason Befort climbed out of the trunk and were ordered at gunpoint to walk toward the front of the car. Approximately 2:13 a.m. It was no longer snowing, but the few inches that had fallen late the night before felt very cold on the captives' bare feet. It was a bitter 17 degrees Fahrenheit, and all 5 hostages had been naked since first being taken captive some 4 hours prior. When the 3 men reached the front of the Honda, they were told to kneel in the snow with their backs to the car. They knelt in plain view of the 2 women, first Aaron, then Brad and Jason. H.G. turned to Heather. "They're going to shoot us," she said. Just as the words left her lips, the men were directed out of the car and ordered to kneel with the men. Heather knelt to the left of Aaron, a good friend she had at one time dated. H.G. took a position to the right of her boyfriend Jason. He was, in reality, much more than her boyfriend. The two were very much in love, and, unbeknownst to H.G., Jason had purchased a diamond ring and planned to propose to her on Christmas Day. Approximately 2:16 a.m. Reginald and his younger brother Jonathan walked behind their kneeling prisoners, and one by one began to fire a bullet into the back of their bowed heads. There was no discussion, no remorse, just the premeditated, cold-blooded execution of 5 young, innocent people. The shooter started from the left, firing the first bullet directly into the head of Heather. H.G. heard the gun blast. She also heard Aaron, a voice she knew very well, pleading, "Please, no, sir, please." Then the gun went off again, and then 2 more times, all in rapid succession. With 4 of her friends already face down in the snow, H.G. was next in line. She heard the gun blast and could feel the impact of the bullet on the back of her head. Her vision blurred to a shade of gray, though she could see white stars, like what they illustrate in a cartoon when someone gets bonked on the head, or what you see when you close your eyes real fast. She didn't fall forward into the snow as the others had. She was still conscious when she felt the hard kick of a boot hit her squarely in the back. The force of the blow knocked her forward, but she had the presence of mind to turn her head slightly so she wouldn't be face down in the snow. She knew she would be dead soon, but hoped to live long enough to identify her murderers. H.G. heard the sounds of 2 slamming truck doors and the roar of the truck engine as the Carr brothers turned the key in the ignition of the Dakota. She then felt the weight of the truck as it rolled over her ice-cold body. It had, in fact, run over all 5 of the victims as it raced to leave the scene. Incredibly, H.G. was still conscious, but decided to play dead, hoping to hasten the executioner's exit. She heard the truck move to the west and then stop. She was certain the 2 men were coming back to run over her and her friends again, and she braced herself for the impact. But it never came. Instead, the truck just raced right past them and departed the area. She waited until she could no longer hear any sound of the engine, and then, Without moving.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.